Hello, hello. Hope everybody who comes in here can hear me and see what's going on. I'll kind of wait for some people to come in here, but this is my sixth live stream, and my whole goal is to get to 500 subscribers tonight. I'm about 2,700 plus watch hours, so I'm trying to hit that first milestone. So I'm hoping everyone can kind of pile in here and join me on a Monday evening. I know that's kind of a probably not so good time to do live streams, but it's interesting to try to go through everyone else's YouTube and try to pick a good time and day. But this was something that was not planned, but kind of planned at the same time. So I kind of thought of it because I did a bunch of stuff yesterday on the tanks behind me here, and we will talk about that. Craig's Catfish looks like he's here. He says hello. Hello to you too. And MC Aquatics, what's going on? Good to see you. Let all your friends know that my goal is to get to 500 tonight. If they're not doing anything, let your friends know, let their friends know, and let your grandparents and kids and dogs and fish and let them all know too. But for everyone who's piling in, I appreciate you coming and hanging out for a little bit, at least showing up. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's kind of like, this is going to be about an hour, probably more, because it somehow ends up being more than an hour at some point. But my main goal is to talk about tonight are these two tanks up here, my window tanks, because it's been a project getting this one together. And I'll make a long story short in case someone watches the replay live, that if they only watch the first few minutes of this, that a long story short, that this tank has been essentially fish-wise moved over to this tank, and then rescaped this one over here and added some new ones from Imperial Tropicals. And then I'm going to slowly move fish over here. So I kind of wore this shirt to explain the details, in a short version, I should say, of all my fish are over there. See, there they go. They're very skittish right now. For all you people who are in here, can you give me a audio and visual? Let me know that the video is good and that you can hear me okay, because I might have just wasted my breath. Hopefully people will keep coming in as we go along. Looks like I don't have a whole lot of people in yet, but let me know if you are in here and say hello, and we will go from there. And I'll make sure to highlight your chat as we go along, because I kind of like StreamYard. It's a really nice, user-friendly and intuitive way to get everything to work, as far as putting the chat into the window and letting everybody else know what we're all talking about. So yeah, this is actually my second time using StreamYard. I've joined other people on StreamYard before, but this is actually only my second time doing it, because the last time I was on StreamYard, I was on with Mexicali, and he invited me onto his live stream. So essentially we were both going at the same time. So that was pretty sweet. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well. A lot of stuff going on in my life right now. Busy. I've been trying to come up with a new video because I've had these fish in here are actually new. So I bought fish from Imperial Tropicals, and that's kind of what I want to discuss today. And my experience was pretty sweet. I mean, it was pretty good. I'm making a video for it of whenever I got them, put them into quarantine, and then released them into mostly this tank and another one from the other tank, or into the other tank. So I'll talk about that today as more people come in. So yeah, let me know when you come in and start watching to hang out for a bit. Lots to talk about, and feel free to maybe later on I'll open it up for someone else to join. Hey, Fish Fam Lake. Let me know if you can see and hear me all right, just to double check and everything sounds good. Fish Fam Link says hello to everybody and their fin-loving friends. I appreciate it. Yeah, lots to talk about today. Lots of stuff going on. There's always fish movement down here in the fish room. There's always stuff going on. Fish are getting bigger. Generally speaking, most of the fry that I'm raising up in all my smaller tanks, they're starting to get bigger. So I've moved some fish around. Some are in front of me. Some are over there in the fry tank that are getting bigger. And there's even more over on the other side that are eventually going to have to be moved as well. So what I like to call my dragon cage, that's doing well. I haven't had a single fish die from that tank at all. So I'm actually really happy how that one turned out. And it's cool because I've never had a center tank before. And so for that to be in the center of the room, it's kind of a neat thing to be able to walk around the entire tank. And if you follow my channel, that it's nice to have them follow you around as you walk around the tank instead of being real skittish like these guys might do. Maybe. No, they're doing all right so far. But yeah. It's probably hard to do this on a Monday evening because everyone's busy with work. And hopefully, I wonder if everyone's done with school. I would assume so by now, that everyone get their summer ready. It's days here in Ohio has been beautiful. We've had some good swimming weather, so I've been enjoying that too. Been hanging out with my wife and daughter a lot. And just enjoying my days off when I can because tomorrow's back to the grind. So yeah, for anyone who's coming in, just give me a shout out and let everybody know, and hopefully we can get that subscriber count to 500. Like I said before, being on a Monday, it might be difficult. It's probably better to do this over a weekend, but I had a pretty busy weekend. So especially yesterday with doing a lot of fish movement and tank rearrangement. But yeah, it's been good. Nothing bad. No, I had one fish death. I've had an albino dolphin hap. That one passed away, and for some reason, the albino fish I just never have any luck with. I have albino dragon blood currently. I have about maybe 10 or 12 right now that have been growing up. They're probably a few months old now. But yeah. Hey, what's up, Jesse? Thanks for stopping by. Live liked. Appreciate it. Sorry, talking about in Discord. Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. Like for some reason, the albinos are hard to take care of in my experience, and there's never anything wrong with them. They never develop. I had one that had a little bit of ick, but he was healed from it. It was actually that same one, and then this time he didn't show any signs of anything. No ick, no swollen belly, no bloat, no nothing. And I don't know if their immune systems just aren't as good as like in that Discord server we're talking about that. All righty. We'll see you. See you in a few. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like I'm really hoping that some of these albino dragon blood are going to work out for me. And it seems like it's just the African cichlid side. But yeah, not so much the South Central American or Central American. Am I saying that correctly? Like your South and Central American cichlids, they seem to last a little bit more, a little longer. But that's my experience. For anyone who's watching the live, the rewatch, you guys can let me know if you want your experience with albino fish, because mine isn't so good. So I'm hoping these dragon blood albino fish will work out okay. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, there's dragon blood in front of me. I moved a bunch of them from the fry tank into the one in front of me. I could do a walk around here and show everyone once this is done. I can go as far as my camera can reach. And I can kind of give everyone a tour of how everything's going on, or what's going on with everything. So yeah. Hey, Mark. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out for a little bit. Like I've mentioned before, try to get to 500 subscribers tonight. I know that's kind of a long shot being a Monday night, but if you know anyone that likes fish stuff or would want to subscribe to my channel, feel free to spread the word. And I would appreciate it. What are you up today? What are you up to today, Mark? Hope everything's good for you. It's been all right here. A lot of stuff going on with taking care of the fish room. We'll eventually have to get to all my water changes here by this weekend, probably Friday. It's probably my next water change on all my tanks. All right. Just hanging out for a little bit, huh? That's good. No news is good news, or all is good news, I hope. Hope you're having a good week, or start of the week, I should say, on a Monday. But yeah, all my water changes should be starting hopefully Friday. Shouldn't be too bad. Should go pretty quick. I got a good system to do a bunch of water changes. For anyone who doesn't know how many I have or how many tanks I have in the basement, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And the largest ones are the ones not behind me, but these are my favorite ones. But are the 60 and 75 breeders over there. But those are sweet too. So I'm looking forward to seeing how those turn out. The biggest ones on the bottom shelf, they have Kenny Eye on one side and Golden Doradus on the other. And what's neat about this is the Golden Doradus is they're getting big enough to they're just slowly, the males are starting to change color, like just barely. And that's how you can tell if they're males or females. If they, those golden male rhodas, they start to change color, and the females keep that solid yellow, white, black, and the males turn to like almost like a dark purple to black. For anyone who doesn't know. So hopefully we can get sophisticated tonight. Maybe we all can learn a few things and from each other, and we'll go from there. We'll see how Monday night streaming goes. I haven't looked to see who does live streaming on Mondays, because I know a lot of times on the weekends and stuff usually gets pretty packed with live streaming. So we'll see how this goes. When I run for about an hour, and if I don't get a whole lot of people in, then we'll pick a different night. No sweat. Yes, make it official. No pun intended. Actually, all pun intended. But yeah, if anyone who likes what they see tonight, spread the word. Like and subscribe, and we're going to try to get it to 500 if that's even possible on a Monday night. But it is all good if I don't make it. This was just a personal goal to see if I can do it before the busy work week. I started at 459. Now I'm at 460, and we are. Let's see, how long have we been streaming? Looks like 17 minutes. So. Yeah, good luck to me. So we've gained 1 subscriber since you joined tonight in 17 minutes. We're planning to go for an hour, so this isn't looking good. But it's all good, though. I mean, if we don't make it tonight, there are other nights. And this, to be fair, also, this stream was kind of brought up, about a couple hours ago. So this was kind of like, a random thought of, hey, maybe I should do this because I haven't been up to date with the uploading videos or even shorts for that matter, because I've been trying to take care of the fish room, hang out with the family, and then work. So it's just been busy, and I've been doing what I can. So I figured if I just pop in, on a live stream for about an hour or so, and whoever couldn't make it tonight, hopefully can get some of the rewatch time and maybe get a little bit of information on how everything's going. But I'm still here. I'm still hanging out. And we're doing good. So, Jesse, I'm a little unsure because I feel like Monday nights may not be the best time to do it. But like I said, this was kind of brought on, random couple hours ago. I thought, well, I have a little bit of spare time right now, so let's jump on real quick and see what happens. So I'm going to go with it for now. And if it doesn't work out, I might try maybe like a Friday. But we shall see. Mark says, hey. I'm glad you guys are stopping and hanging out for a little bit. But yeah. How many people? We got 3 people watching. Looks like Salient, Mark, and maybe Fish Fam Link. All right. You saying like text or Discord, or how are you going to message me? And what do you got to talk about? What's on your mind? Or are you talking about Mark? Either way. For anyone who wants to know as well, is what I did back here. Is I'm creating a video from Imperial Tropicals. So this is kind of like a teaser of what my video is and my experience with buying from Imperial Tropicals. But I basically rescaped this entire tank and moved all the other fish from here to over here, and they're all surviving. They're all healthy. And they're all doing good. You can kind of see them over here already. So maybe I can kind of show you guys a little bit. See how they're so skittish? Oh, I forgot to close my little window thing. So that way these things can disappear. But yeah, this will all go away on my digital camera here. It just times out here. Or it should time out. But yeah, my whole situation is I moved all my fish from over here to over there temporarily as a last attempt to try to get these guys to be a little less skittish. As you could see from whenever I was moving around, they just bolt from one side and then bolt to the other side. So before I actually do a whole entire reset of Mbunas, which is going on right here, see these guys are very personable, and they come right up to the front. They love the attention. So it's just very enjoyable to see this happen to this tank. And before I do anything, which I'm still debating about, is this is another reason why I wore this shirt too, because fish used to be in this tank, and then I rescaped it, so there's like nothing in there. They're all moved over there. So this is kind of like the reason why I wore this shirt, because all the fish that was in here, I got moved over there to try to get them used to being around people again. And this is more open right now to try to get them used to having the activity and stuff. And then I want to move them back there. My whole plan is to move these guys back over here. And hopefully they can get along with these guys, but I'm going to monitor these guys first to kind of see how things are going, to see if they get used to being around people again. Because, especially me, and because anyone who walks in here, they just, as you can see, they just run to one corner to another. Hey, Coro. Yep, I'm hanging in there. Yeah, I'm just keeping busy, but still doing good. But yeah, this is why I wore this shirt, is because exactly means where's the fish at? I was like, well, I rescaped this tank, put some new fish in here from Imperial Tropicals to get them kind of situated and get their home base, and then I was hoping to move these guys slowly back over here as a last case scenario to do like a reset on my Mbuna tank. And if it doesn't work, what I'm probably going to end up doing is if this doesn't work, because I want to see how these guys do. If this doesn't work, then I'm probably going to have to start all over with my Mbuna tank and just leave these guys over here or give them back to my local fish store, because these guys have been through a lot. They've moved around a lot. They've moved into several different tanks, from upstairs to over here to moving all the window tanks with this wall back here. I mean, if you guys haven't seen the video of how I made this whole windowed tanks on both sides, it's pretty cool. My brother helped me out. My brother got me this shirt, actually, this fish shirt, I should say. So I'm wearing it. I don't even know if he's going to be watching this right now, but it'd be kind of cool if he did. But Yeah, if you guys haven't seen the video for this, it's really cool. You guys should check it out. It'll be, I might be able to leave it in the link in the description on this live video. I might be able to. Maybe I can do that when I'm done. I'm not sure how to do that now, but I could figure that out whenever I'm done with this, and I could leave the link in the description below for anyone who hasn't seen it, because it's not too long of a video either. It's not like a 20-minute long video or anything, but the way everything is set up is really cool. But yeah, this is a project. I spent all day taking most of the rocks out of here yesterday. Well, I take that back. Moving the fish out from this tank. Well, actually moved all the rocks out, took the fish out and put them in here so that there's not a whole lot of rocks in here right now. So hopefully these guys will get, acclimated to the activity again. And then I rescaped this completely. I also added an FX2, which is the return is sitting up here, the intake over there, and I have a wave maker over here. So I'm hoping that that'll help with like if there's any sort of regression issues. And the whole goal with Mbunas is to keep, a lot of water movement, but at the same time have plenty of hiding spots. So that way Mbuna, if they need a hiding spot due to aggression, they can go to one, they can claim their spot and that sort of thing. So I'm hoping this all works out. Like I said, the goal is to have a lot of water movement with Mbunas, a lot of hiding spots and rock areas to where if they need to go somewhere, they can. And then at least, a lot of water movement to get the debris and everything back into the filter. I got a FX2 on purpose because there was 2 power filters. I guess maybe I shouldn't say power filters, but I should say just hang on the back so you get with your top fin. Like if you buy those kits, like your 55 gallons that come with like a double filter, power filter hang on the back. So I had one of them originally, and then I got another one to help with the filtration because I had at one point a lot of Mbunas upstairs. And when I was first learning to do this hobby, there was a huge learning curve for me, and I had several die, and then I had others that were aggressive. So it was like I had to figure it all out. And so now that I've figured out how to set it up and how to get everything the way I want it, between moving fish around, trying to figure the whole thing out, this is why some of these fish I've had since the beginning of time, since when I had this tank upstairs. So that's why I have a hard time getting rid of these guys whenever you have fish that you've had them since they were like this big and you buy them in the store and they've all survived, this long. How's your back feeling with all the rocks? I was doing water changes and carrying tanks around yesterday and was all wrecked for most of the night. Yeah, Coro, I think my hands and this sounds really stupid, but my one leg was actually sore because I kept using that same leg to go on the back side here and go on the step stool. And I kept using that same one to kind of hold myself up while I was placing the rocks inside the tank. And these are all real rocks too. And I put I think you want to call it like an egg cage per se. It's only like half-inch tall, but I've heard that if you place that on the bottom of the tank, it evenly distributes the weight when you have this much rocks on it. So that way, when these Mbunas, whenever they start digging in the sand and claiming their spots, and they have mountains of sand everywhere, that it's not good for these heavy rocks to be sitting on plain sight glass. So for anyone who doesn't know that, that's something that I did because I would not be adding this many rocks. And I kind of thought to myself, I should not be adding this much rock without having some sort of solid base. So that way, I don't have a tank that, crashes, you know what I mean? So the light diffuser stuff. Now, Cora, what do you mean by that with the light diffuser stuff? Can you elaborate a little bit? But yeah, that like I would not be adding this many rocks to this if it wasn't for leaving that little egg crate. And I had to like move the sand around all over the place just so I could shimmy that, little egg crate, because they're like 1 inch squares all over the bottom of the tank. So that way when the rocks sit, it just evenly distributes the weight. So that way nothing falls, gets on the glass, and I could have a catastrophe. And that was the whole reason why I only had half this amount of rock skate. Before I did this whole rescaping and project. So it was moving rocks, moving fish. It literally took me all day to do, on top of a few water changes in the meantime, because I actually had to move the fish that are in here now from quarantine over there into here too. So, I mean, it was a big activity. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Egg crate light diffuser is the grading you're talking about. Yep. Yeah, I put that on the bottom because, like I said, when you have this much weight in a tank, when it was upstairs, I didn't have as many rocks up there, but it was probably a little bit less than this. And I got to thinking, I was like, man, this is sitting on because originally when I bought this tank, it was sitting on a pretty solid shelf. And it's still up there today. But it was from Big Lots. Like, it wasn't like an aquarium shelf. Like, I just bought, a double door open shelf, and this was sitting on it. And after time, like, it was almost scary that you could see like almost it start to bow down a little bit and just sit on the parallel wood pieces on this Big Lots thing, on this Big Lots double door shelf. And I'm just like, I shouldn't be doing this. I should be putting fake rocks back in here. Because it was a lot of weight. And so after I thought about it, it was a lot of thought. I didn't want to have a catastrophe upstairs with the wooden floor. So I made sure whenever we made these 2 window walls, that I told my brother I need to have a lot of 2x4s to be able to handle the weight, because these tanks are going to be more than likely full, especially this one, full of rocks, solid rocks. But yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Sometimes when you have a big fish project and stuff, especially moving fish tanks, I mean, I can technically move a 55-gallon and empty 55-gallon by myself, but it's so much easier when you have the help. Because otherwise it's just awkward. Especially when you're having to place it in a specific spot. It's anytime that you can get a friend, a neighbor, or relative to help you out, it's definitely worth it. But that's a lot of information, and I hope you guys can all learn from it. That's what I'm here to get us all sophisticated for people who never knew anything about imbunas or African cichlids. Or, I mean, that's the whole reason why I'm doing this live stream, to hopefully get some people in and get some conversation going. And if Monday night doesn't work, then I'll choose a different day and try to go with it. Yeah, you end up with the lunch lady walk at the end of the day. You're just like, is it over yet? Like, by the time it was like, what, 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I started it at, all the lights turn on. I come down here about 9:30, 9:40, and come down here because after all the lights upstairs turn on automatically from my display tanks upstairs at 9:30. And then the one actually has a 24/7, so I don't even have to mess with that light. It, sunrise and sunset sort of feature to it. I do have a video on that too, so maybe I should leave a link in the description on that when I'm done here too, because that video is pretty cool. Hygger got a hold of me to do a promotional video for them to advertise their light, which I never had that done before. I never had a company get a hold of me, and I always kind of wondered how YouTubers got the opportunity to do that. And they just messaged me on Instagram, and that was it. Like, I didn't get a hold of them or anything like that. It was just something that they just sent me. So that was cool. I did a video on it, and they seemed to be okay with it. They liked it, and it worked out. But anyways, yeah, and I come down here at 9:30, and do my rounds of, fish feeding, check everything out, check all the temperatures of the tank. Cause I have one of those, I would say like 75% of these tanks, the temperature is probably pretty accurate between the digital ones, the ones that stick on the glass, and the some of the temperature rods. They're for the most part pretty accurate, but I still do my manual. At least if I don't do it every day, it has to be at least every other day or so. Just walk around each one of the tanks and dip the thermometer in. It's one of those things that you get for cooking that you just dip it in and it gives you a digital reading, and it's known to be pretty accurate. So just to double check and make sure everything's okay. But yeah, we're about 35 minutes in, and we have gained one subscriber from 459. And we're already halfway through. I mean, we're not looking good. But it's all right. I'm not too worried about it. I'm here to come hang out and have some conversations with you guys and see what happens. But in the last 28 days, on the bright side, I've had, according to the YouTube studio, I've had 49 subscribers added in the last 28 days. So, I mean, if that's the case, and if I don't make it tonight, you would think in a month or less, I would make it up to that 500 subscribers and maybe get to that 3,000 watch hours as that first milestone that YouTubers try to get. So, yeah, well, good luck to me and all my future endeavors. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, I'm not sweating it too much tonight. I just thought it would kind of make like a little goal for tonight. And if I get it, great. And if not, no big deal. It reminds me, if you've ever seen the movie, oh, shoot. It's got Rob Schneider in it. I'm trying to think of the movie. It's got the guy from, I can't think of that movie. When they practice on ball fields, and Rob Schneider is actually the athlete in the movie. Benchwarmers. That reminds me of the movie Benchwarmers. And the one guy, he was like a billionaire, a multi-billionaire, and he made the fields. He's like, he says something along the lines like, "If you make the fields, they will come." So just like if I'm putting myself out there, for subscribers, then they will come. I believe I can't remember the exact words that he says, but yeah, it reminded me of Benchwarmers, if you guys have seen that movie. I am not, Mark says, I am not the biggest movie watcher on earth. I used to. I think it's more so like if I have time to, I would throw something on Netflix, and it seems like nine times out of 10, I usually end up watching something I've already seen. Something that's like a classic to me. Like I'll watch a lot of the, Adam Sandler movies and Rob Schneider movies and people that's been around for a while. I tend to watch those more often because lately I've been, some of the stuff I've been watching hasn't been too bad, but nothing has really stood out to me that says, hey, we should go watch this movie, or hey, you should go watch this short series TV show on Amazon or Netflix or whatever. Just because, especially with summer right now, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, between the weather getting nicer here in Ohio. So there's plenty of stuff to do outside, hanging out with the family, taking care of the fish room. I always think that those are, kind of like top priorities, is making sure to get everything done. And then, doing live stream, I kind of have to, with my schedule, it's really weird because my schedule is a swing shift and it's not like the same days. Like I don't work days Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday, Friday, and then nights Saturday, Sunday, or whatever the case may be. It's not that same, it's got the same 28-day rotation, but there might be some days I work nights, and there might be sometimes I work days, and there might be sometimes I'll be off. So Mark says, I am more of a History Channel nut. So Mark, have you been to like any of your local museums then? Are you like real into that, with history and everything? Because we have one by in Canton. It's called the William McKinley Natural History Museum, and I've been there. I can't even count how many times on my hands, how many times I've been there as a kid, and even a couple times as an adult. I just one of those places that I keep going back to just to relive my childhood. But it's a nice museum. I actually go there when I can. I try to go there just to go up and down the stairs, or go into the stadium park there by the Pro Football Hall of Fame, go to the Monument Park, and it's just nice, just a nice area to get away from being indoors and just to get outside and get some fresh air. Rotating shift work for 49 years until you got sick. Yeah, it's not the funnest shift to work, but it has its perks. I mean, it's kind of like one of those things where it's kind of like a 50-50. Rotating shifts are weird because, or especially for 12 hours, that sometimes you might have weekends off and then sometimes you may not. And then whenever you want to get groceries and stuff, if you want to do something during the week when like school is in session, people are at work, there's like nobody at the grocery store. If you want to go somewhere to like a museum or a park or anything like that, if you want to do something extracurricular, no one's there, you have to deal with the crowds or anything, and you can do that during the week. But then again, of course, you have to deal with going back to days and nights and swinging around and then having to work some of the weekends. But the way my schedule is set up is you get quite a few days off on your regular schedule. So that's kind of nice. Oh boy. I bet Rome was really freaking cool though. So you've been to a lot of museums then. I haven't. I've been to the Museum of Natural History, and I've been to the one I just mentioned, the William McKinley Museum. And the other museum I went to when I was in school as a field trip down in Florida. I believe that's where that was at. But as long as everything's all good, seems like you're pretty into the history buff. I mean, that's good though. I mean, I personally, I'm not real too much into it, but there's some stuff out there that's like, holy cow, like it's pretty cool how this country has, pretty much unwrapped itself from the past. It's neat to get into those things. I personally don't get into it as much as other people do, but when you look into it, it's actually pretty amazing. Looks like we got 5 people in here now. Still have 460 subscribers. And we'll continue on here. We got about 15 more minutes. But I hope you guys kind of got like a general understanding of what my situation is. I believe I mentioned everything that I wanted to. But for anyone else who's still listening in or came in late, I'm kind of doing like a last case scenario for this tank here to try to help get these guys over on this side not be so skittish and actually be a little bit more personable. So yeah, like I said, I've done a lot with this. I've rescaped it. I've added a filter, a lot of water movement. And these guys, I mean, they've just, I've only put them in the quarantine tank for 30 days once since I got them from Imperial Tropicals. And then I put them in here and that's it. I don't ever want to have to move them again. And they've all been getting along. This yellow lab here is actually, she was holding before I put him in along with the Imperial Tropical fish that I got. So there's a total of 6 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 6 in here. So I added her into the Imperial Tropical fish at the same time in the quarantine tank, and then I moved all 6 of them over here after I rescaped everything and did a whole kit caboodle with this tank. So that's kind of like my long story short of this is I'm really hoping this works out, but it's kind of more or less like monitoring the situation at hand because I really like both of these tanks. Obviously, these are supposed to be display tanks and they're supposed to be, you know, if I'm doing live streams on how I want the fish to be up front, you know, close and personal, you know, I want them to be up in front of the tanks, you know, and I want them to be swimming around and having a lot of activity. You know, that's the whole point of having a live stream in front of these 2 tanks. I can switch from one tank to another, and I have just as much attention from one tank as the other. And I want to be able to move these guys over here. I really do, but I'm hoping that these live streams and kind of spend more time down here with them will help. So that way I don't have to get rid of any of these guys because I really don't want to bag all these guys up and put in my local fish store because there's nothing wrong with them. They're healthy. They all get along in here, but they're just so skittish, and I really have a hard time getting rid of them. And I've done a lot of different things before what I've done over here. I mean, I've rescaped the tank. I've added fish. I've removed fish. I've rearranged the decorations. I mean, you name it. You know, everything that I've tried is they're just, long story short, they're just really skittish, and they like to hide all the time. I've tried dither fish with Danios, and it just didn't work. So, when am I going to get some sharks? That's a good question. Are you are you talking about there's these things called bala sharks, but those things get about a foot long, and I don't have a single tank, Mr. Kelly, aka my wife's dad. I don't have a tank big enough for a shark. I would have to probably get another 125 gallon tank in order to get bala sharks. I mean, those things are pretty cool. And with the right tank requirements and tank mates, they can be pretty docile, and they can work out pretty well, but they get big really quick. And I just don't have the tank space for them. Because I don't want to. It's kind of like having plecos, your general plecos. Like they'd be cool to have, but I just don't have the tank room for it, and I don't want to have the tank room for it at this moment. One of these days, I'm going to be doing my live stream in front of my 125 gallon Aqua Decor Frontosa tank. I want them to kind of get a little bit bigger because they're still pretty small. I would say maybe 4 inches or so, give or take, which is still a pretty good size. For maybe pushing 5. I'm thinking maybe 4.5 to 5 inches is what they are right now. He says good day. Saying hi. Oh, how's it going? Lurking around, I see. Appreciate you coming in. But yeah, I just don't have the tank room for it or the tank size for them. Once the Frontosas get a little bit bigger, I feel like that would be because right now also I want to have like a really neat background above the tank too. Right now it's just a plain white wall, so I feel like if I get a good background going and the fish get a little bit bigger, that it'll help with getting a live stream up there a little bit more presentable. So anyways, I'll probably be on for about 10 more minutes unless we get a group of people coming in at the last minute. Because that seems to happen every now and then. So if you guys know anybody that would be interested in my channel and following it, and I'll try to put some links in the description below for some from the videos I talked about earlier, and maybe we'll do maybe a quick view of the room before I go. But yeah, if you know anyone that'd be interested in my channel, tell them to subscribe if they can, and I'll do my best to keep doing what I'm doing and create more content for you guys to try to hit that first milestone. And I guess I was thinking of maybe if there's anyone that wants to come on live with me, I could do that too. But I've never done that personally myself. It looks like we can just put the invite link through the chat. But with about 9-10 minutes remaining, I might save that for next time. Unless someone in the chat, was able to or wants to come and hang out for a little bit and talk, then I can put the invite in for you. Just mention in the chat that you want to join for a little bit. Welcome back. Thanks for stopping out. I know this is kind of this is different on a Monday night. I'll probably I might do this again on a Monday night. Maybe I should do it at an earlier time, but I'm kind of wondering, since it's the beginning of the week, especially with everyone going back to work, is this probably not a good time to do it. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Yes, I still have plenty of mollies, and they're still up for sale if anyone wants them. If you know anyone that wants some, because I still give them. I still would like to get rid of a bunch of them because they still make babies. Hello, only Oscars. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Mark says hello. Yeah, I still have the mollies. I'm looking at them right now. There's still about 30 of them in there. I actually had to move some of them upstairs to my 46-gallon bow front. I want to do a live stream on that one too, because I think it would be really neat to maybe do it on one of the days I'm off and get up early, and then I could do it for the first few hours. So that way, that Hygger light that I just got, they can kind of see that light go from, because it goes like a daylight, schedule as far as like a sunrise and sunset sort of thing. And it's kind of neat to see the lights kind of like transition from a low orange color to more like a brighter color. And then of course back down in the evening. So I think that'd be kind of neat to do like maybe 2 live streams in one day. So that way I could come in whenever the lights start to come in, or whenever the lights start to kind of dim up into the daylight, and then do it again whenever the lights start to change color, because it's pretty neat. It's like a 24/7 rotation. All right. Thanks, Red. Appreciate it. Yeah. In a nutshell, Red, I was kind of talking about these 2 tanks. So I can try to, I don't know if I can put timestamps on the YouTube description of maybe when I start talking about it to help you out a little bit. But if not, you can kind of do the replay. Says hello. How's it going? We got 9 people in here. It always seems like everyone starts coming in around that last little bit of time. So I do appreciate it. I think that really goes to show that, like, hey, I'm going to be here for an hour, but then it always seems to go over that hour. Because I remember my last live stream, that's what happened too. I was like, hey, I'm about to go. And then everyone says, wait, I got something to talk about, which I love. I appreciate it, but I always have a good laugh about it. So, yeah. All right, Red. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm going to try to leave links in the description whenever I'm done with this. But yeah, it's been a project for me. It really has, and it still isn't over. I mean, there's always something going on in the fish room. I mean, there's some airlines I want to. I got some. If you guys ever heard of Gemco, they're really good for aquarium parts. So they're an online website that I got more of these valves. They basically, see if I can show them on camera here, but there's these valves. They're like an inlet and outlet airline valve, to where you thread it into the PVC and you just attach your airline to it. That's how all of my tanks are run, is with sponge filters, because it's the cheapest way to do it, and it's the most efficient way for me to do it at the moment. But I ordered these. I only had, like, whenever I first started this fish room, I only had, because I got this stuff off of Marketplace actually, and the air pump that I'm using is from Gemco as well. I'm looking at it, but it's made for fish rooms. Like, it's made to pressure multiple tanks. So I ran all these airlines. I could put a link in the description for my fish room update too, and how I did all this. But I had a very limited amount of airlines, or a very limited amount of valves. And so I was putting 2 airlines into, like, from since I had limited valves, I only had to use, like, I had to combine one into multiple filters. So, like, one airline was going into 2 sponge filters. So now that I got more, I can add more airlines on those tanks and separate them, so I can adjust them individually now, as opposed to putting them and then putting a Y adapter and having adjustments on both sides of the airlines. It's kind of finicky. But that's my next project after this is all done. Yeah. I mean, there's always something going on. It always seems like whenever you get something done, you're like, no, wait a minute. Here's an idea that I could do. How's it going? Appreciate you coming in. Mark says, is a fish room ever finished? Pretty much never. I mean, there's always something going on, and my wife can contest to that. But yeah, Gemco. Yeah, I agree. Like, Gemco's, like, really good. Like, anything that you need, and you can find stuff that's pretty relatively priced too. I mean, it's not. There is some expensive stuff on there if you're looking for high end stuff, but there's also some smaller stuff that's actually pretty useful. It's actually not that bad. As far as Gemco with excellent customer service, I've talked to them over the phone, and they're very. I talked to a lady there, and she was very understanding about what I needed and my situation. Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they actually called me whenever I did my order, and they actually called to confirm, hey, this is what exactly you're looking for, and what are you doing with your project. So it was actually kind of neat for them to get a hold of me to say, hey, what are you using this for, and what do you have with it? What kind of air pump do you have, and how many tanks do you have? And they actually, and it was just for me to order new valves, and it came with drill bits too, because these valves, I already had one already, but they come with, they gave me a drill bit, which I already had one, but then they have this special one. It's a threading tap, it's a 1032 that's specifically made for these valves. So they include that with it. They wanted to make sure that I had all that before I did my order. So that way, when I ordered the valves, the airline valves, I didn't have it, but like, oh crap, I need that special 1032 threaded, drill bit. So that was pretty cool. This is Red. This is actually something my brother got me. I've been really hoping that my brother would someday watch my videos or my live streams, and he'd actually, see this. But I feel like he hasn't watched one yet, or I could be wrong. I don't know, but he hasn't like texted me or called me and said, "Hey, I watched your video," or "Hey, I watched your live stream, and that was, pretty good." So I'm kind of hoping that like he'd watch at least a little bit of this one to show him, say, "Hey, I'm wearing this shirt that you got me." Who are you talking about? What's the company? Are you talking about Gemco? It is spelled JEHM and then like company. But I think it's JEH, or I think the website is JEHMCO.com, I believe is what the website is, if that's what you're looking for. Hey, Skull, and saying hello to everybody else. My wallet can attest to that. Yeah, unfortunately, when my wallet can attest to a lot of things fish related, and it never ends. Mark says hello. Skull says hey. Oh, so you had experience with Gemco then, if that's what you're talking about. So that must have been, you're saying that that's his wife, and if so, then she's a very nice lady. Skull says hey. Master Aquatics, how's it going? Appreciate all the all caps. How's it going? I posted that name. I did not see the name. Skull says hello. So which one is Eduardo? Can one of you guys point me out in who Eduardo is? Okay, so yeah, all those airlines, or for all your water lines, are your water lines now? Okay, that's good to know. I mean, it works. It really does. It's done me wonders, so I can't complain. Boots, cats, boots, cats. Kind of like that boots and cats and boots and cats. Hey, I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. We're now to 461, and we're hitting on the hour too. So, everyone's saying, hey, just kind of getting caught up with the chat here. Looks like everyone's starting to come in and hang out for a little bit. So it must be later on in the evening is when people start coming in. I'm surprised with that on a Monday evening, unless it's probably a different time zone too. So I'm assuming more like on the West Coast, it's probably only like 6, 7, 8 o'clock as opposed to my 9 o'clock. But I'm glad to see everyone start rolling in here. I know it's, on the hour, it's everyone start rolling in, but hey, I appreciate everyone coming in and hanging out for a little bit. Trying to get everyone up to speed with everything. But thank you guys for all coming in. It's greatly appreciated. Everyone's coming and hanging out and having a good conversation, I hope. Eduardo speaks all caps too. Oh, so that was that Master or no? Yeah, Master Aquatics. Is that Eduardo? All right, it must be. Yes, call me Eduardo. I didn't catch that first, so my bad. We should just call him all caps Eduardo because that's how he types. Super excited about everything as far as text goes. Yeah, the boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats. Sweet, including mine. 6 p.m. here. Yeah, so that's what I kind of figured. She must be on like the West Coast then. Holy smoke, Mark. Tuesday morning, 11:05. You have to be at like the other end of the world. like the Philippines or something of that nature. I mean, holy smoke. Hagen Hill just ended. Oh, so that's who is streaming now then. Okay. So that's good timing then, I guess. Yeah, I was kind of wondering if all the school was all let out yet. Mark lives in the future. Oh, Australia. You guys are in the future. Everything that you're doing, you're giving us a heads up. So if like the world's coming to an end, you can let us know in advance. So that way we can kind of be mentally prepared. How do the fish stay in this tanks? Yeah, really. What's up with that? Let me know your secret. Um, oh, so speaking of t-shirts, one thing that oh, Mark says he has lids on the tanks. Well, that's good. At least you don't have like ponds or anything because then all your fish would be dead. That would not be good. He's thinking on the top of his head. He's using the old noodle. um, but my wife is actually she started a boutique business, so she sells like T-shirts, tumblers, some odds and ends that you can buy. Um, and she's been trying to advertise on her Facebook, and I have a couple of shirts myself. This is not one of them. This is, if you guys heard earlier, this is one my brother got me. Um, and this has to do with the situation back here. But she actually is in the process of getting the prints for my shirts. And then she's going to start making shirts for me, and I'm going to start selling them here soon too. So that's something to look forward to as well. We're going to try to figure that out as time goes along. And I think that would be really nice to help, get myself out there. And if anyone else, like if you have like wives, significant others, that want to, go to that website, they can help, buy stuff that might be of interest to them. So I think that would be kind of a nice thing to do on top of the YouTube business. We're just going to flip the tanks over. We'll just put like a seal around the tank so that way no water comes out, and we'll just flip the tanks upside down. But then you need like a feeding hatch, like a snap sealed hatch to feed them. It's funny. You think from the top of his head, but speak from the other end. Well, are you talking crap? You just talk a lot of crap? Is that what it is? Yep, never thought of that. Hey, what's up, bottom of the chat? Hey, Mike B, I meant to check out your live stream, and I think it was supposed to be on Sundays. Maybe you can let me know when you do that. Because I meant to join on one of your live streams, and I think it was on Sundays, and I must have missed it. But I was trying to keep an eye out for it, and maybe I didn't put the notification bell on. That's a my bad. But I'm gonna try to join your next live stream. So just let me know when it is, and maybe I can try to get on there next time since you're joining mine. Etsy, no, she made her own website and created her own LLC. So I'm going to get more information on that and see if I can maybe post it on the description too. And maybe that would help as well. The price tag aquarium shirts aren't there yet, but she's got to get the prints delivered and then she's got to make them. And then after that, she can start putting them together. Mike. Let's see here. What else you guys got going on? Yeah, might be. Let me know when your next live stream is, so that way I can join in on yours, and I'd appreciate it if you just kind of give me a heads up. Because, like I said, I was really curious to get into your live stream, and I happened to miss it. So that's my bad. Because I looked at some of your stuff on your channel, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, I like the boots and cats. That video and that boots and cats thing always amused me. Where is Master Aquatics? Master Caps still here? So yeah, no problem. I've been off and on with the schedule, but trying to get back on my normal time. So it's all good. All right. Yeah, just you could always message me on either Instagram, on Facebook, to give me a heads up if you want. If you want to connect with me on there. All those links are on my channel too. So if you want to give me a heads up, or maybe I thought I had the notification bell on, but I'll double check that when I get off of here. That way I can check you out. So yeah, got 10 people watching. We did pass the hour, so I'm willing to hang out for a little bit longer. It seems like usually live streams, usually the beginning of it usually starts off pretty slow, and then as things come about, and more people come around, it gets a little bit more activity, which is cool. But yeah, you guys are awesome for coming and hanging out for a bit. I hope I'm not interrupting your life too much. I know with summer getting, as far as Ohio, and hopefully the weather's nice for you guys wherever you're from, and Australia too. You have to let me know what the weather's like in Australia right now. That was Mark, I think, right? Mark is in the future. I'm just gonna call you Mark in the future. How's the weather at 11 in the morning? You can watch Mike make breakfast on the weekends. It's winter there? Really? So how much snow do you guys usually get? And what's your degrees on average, I would say, on a normal basis in Fahrenheit? Because we use Fahrenheit. Us weirdos use Fahrenheit here in the U.S. Hey, that's not a bad thing. Get some grub, and especially if you do like live streams for like several hours. I mean, if I was getting a little hungry, I'd want to make some food too. Mark, what's the how much on average? How many inches of snow do you guys get, and what's your average temperature? You guys have been cool. I mean, I'm glad to see the chat rolling around. Um, it's been a pleasure having all you guys here, and I greatly appreciate it. Just trying to get to that 500 subs. Um, but if not, hopefully in the near future, I can get it. Um, Hopefully, I'm getting some decent watch hours in too. Um, I mean, that's the whole initial goal here is to try to get everything rolling with that. Um, but yeah, is there anything else that you guys want to know um, before I sign off of here? Yeah, guys want to talk about anything else? Bring anything up? Have any questions about these? Anything about my fish room? Anything you guys want to see before I head out? Mark says 5 Celsius and 41 Fahrenheit, and max of 13 and 55. Oh, no snow there. See, that's my kind of winter. You know, I know a lot of people love snow, especially if they're into like snowboard and skiing and stuff like that and sledding. But I think that me personally, I would love to have winters. You know, if it's cold, you know, whatever, you know, I can deal with it. But that's not a bad winter. I would take that in Ohio in a heartbeat. Um, but yeah, that's really good weather. I would love to live in Australia and have that type of weather. Shoveling the driveway. Hey, Craigs, thanks for stopping in. We are just hitting the hour now as we speak. I won't be sticking around too much longer. So if you guys want to catch a little bit of the replay on some of the subjects I've talked about, um, then you can leave it in the comments below after the live. And like I said, I'll try to leave some of the links in the description. And I will try to give as much info as possible on the future as far as getting shirts and advertising my wife's website and her LLC. So whenever the shirts do come in, the prints come in, she starts making them. Then I'll try to maybe come out with a short video for it and maybe have her as like a guest appearance. And maybe just say, hey, this is the creator of the Price Tag Boutique. So that's kind of where I'm planning to sell their shirts, along with, like I said, there's a bunch of other stuff on there. And I'll try to figure that out in the meantime. See the mollies because you were late. Well, let me see if I can bring the camera around and zoom in on them, because everything is kind of stationary right now. And my laptop is here is pretty stationary, so I might be able to move the camera around and kind of zoom in toward them, so you might be able to see like the angled side of it, not instead of like the front of it, because everything's wired right now. So let me see if I can do that for you. Finished work, he says. Oh, might be, you know that for sure. You must have been on my, I think you were on my last live stream. It says, I always say that I'm about to go, but it's easy to keep me on. And people, this is what makes this all fun and games. Yep. Yeah, it's nice to have the whole rest of the day to yourself. My old job, whenever I was working it, the first half of the time I was there, the first several years, we used to get out at noon. So, you know, you have to get up early, like 4 in the morning. But then you only work 8-hour days. You work 4 to noon. You'd have like one break, and then you'd go home with the rest of the day to yourself. Yeah. On your way home, are you going to get food? What are you getting, Craigs? Anything good? Hope it's good. Hope it's some of your favorite food. Let me see. So Dixon Designs, let me get fish and chips. Oh, pies today. Um, let's see. All right, so Dixon Designs, let me see if I can run the camera around since everything's wired and show you the mollies from this angle. Here's my here's the one dragon blood cage. It's one of two that I have. And then my fireplace. That's my fry tank with no tumblers in it. All my tumblers are actually down here. I have another one that's in storage too. So I have 3 total. Those are the fry that need to be taken out of there because they're starting to get bigger. And then if it reaches, that's my molly cage, I like to call it. This camera is zoomed in all the way. But as you can see, those are all my mollies here off to the side. I mean, that's just half of them. And then, if I zoom out, here's the rest of the fish room. And my beloved dragon. I call this my dragon cage right here. My whole dragon blood cage. And you may have all seen this before in another live stream, but they'll follow me around. So here is those on the left side are all 9 of my 10 gallons, and the 6 on the right are 20-gallon longs. And those stands I made myself. And then this dragon blood cage, I've kind of set up myself too with the shop light. But you'll kind of see these guys as I walk around the entire thing that kind of follow me around. Bring the rest of them over. Wonder if I can hurt the Red Sea. All right. So, is that angled right? Yeah, that's good. You can kind of see. Let's see if I can see both tanks here. Let me see if I can do it this way. All right. Perfect. Now you can see both tanks. All right. So yeah, I hope you saw the mollies if you were still here, along with everything else. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, black mollies, they're really neat. I've actually added swordtails too. The females. I haven't found any males yet. I want to get some with the males because of the obvious swordtails. But like I got a bunch of females. They're like a koi color, and they actually look really neat. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll have to see. I'll just have to see his peacocks because that's how some of them are upstairs too. Is they follow you around everywhere you go. It's actually really neat. They probably give you a funny look. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I usually like to try to do a lap of the fish room before I go. Oh, yeah, I try to keep it clean. Yeah, I try to keep it as clean as I can. Um, but yeah, see how these guys? I don't know if you saw, but see how like they're hiding up here and they're very skittish. Um, but I'll figure it out. And, yeah, I appreciate it. I have a maintenance troll. Yeah, did you guys see that? That was the thing I was pushing back and forth. It's like a maintenance slash feeding cart. It does wonders. It was like from Home Depot or something like that, or Lowe's or whatever. What's with the bottles of bleach? Watch out for this guy. Talking about going in front of the tanks, at PetSmart. uh, all right. Well, it is now a half hour past the hour. This is what we all love to talk about: is my extension to this hour time frame. Greg says I scrub my room from the roof down daily. Yeah, it's kind of like fish tanks. It's one of those things where you take those things that go across the glass to clean your fish tanks. It's kind of something that I try to keep up with, especially with the one in the center. Um, but yeah, well, it is 9:30 right now, just about, and I have gained 2 subscribers since this. Um, so, which is fine. It is all good. My whole goal was to get to 500, and I've gained 2. But in all fairness, um, it seems like I'm gaining enough subscribers each month that I should be able to meet that 500 subscriber and get that 3,000 watch hours as a first milestone. But anyways, thank you guys all for joining in. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all the likes and the follows and everything else. Um, if you want to catch all the information about what's going on with these 2 tanks, you can rewatch the replay, and I could try to put in some timestamps when I talk about it. Um, and then I could put links in for the couple of videos, like how I made this wall back here and how I created the fish room. I think was the other video I was going to include. And then if I can, maybe I can leave a link in the future for the website on my wife's business. But I got to look more into that before I do that. So anyways, thank you all for coming out. You guys are the best. Keep hanging out with me. Keep watching videos. I'm going to post a video soon of Imperial Tropicals on my online buying experience, and then we will go from there. So that video should be coming out soon. I'm not done with it yet, but I'm going to try to get that one done here in the next day or two. Shared you out. Thank you. Yeah, I should probably start doing that. I think Salient is a mod, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, everything that I talked about today was pretty good stuff. I mean, I actually had a blast talking all you guys down. So um, Mike says I'm bad at it. Um, So yeah, I appreciate everyone coming out. I will make some maybe on the next live stream when I have a little bit more time. I can hang out with you guys for like a couple hours. Then I could go from there. On StreamYard, Skull, if I make you a moderator on here, I don't know how to do that through StreamYard. Oh, speaking of, this is my wife reminding me that I have to work tomorrow. Is Alana Boo still up and awake? Everyone says hi. Everyone say hi. Okay, you have to do it on YouTube. So let me see here. All right, so now Skull is a mod manager. Yeah, she should be sleeping, but she's probably hearing me talk down here and as well as up there. But yeah, yep, yep. Mark says good day. But yeah, I'm going to end the stream. Like I said, I'm going to try to leave as much information as I can in the description. And thank you guys for hanging out. She says hi to everybody. But yeah, Skull, you're at as a moderator, and we'll go from there. So I appreciate it. Get my name out there, and I will we'll keep up to date with everything. See you guys. Have a great day, evening, morning. Mark, let me know what happens in the future. So, yep, you're welcome. You guys take care and have a great one. We'll see you next time.